So I have a question.
Yeah.
You've talked about boundless beingness before, and could you talk about that some more? Like, you've talked to people who have had sick children and said that when the child isn't in the room, for example, the child goes back into energy. Could you expand on that? Like, what is the limit of the boundlessness, if there is any? Does that make sense?
No, it doesn't. I don't understand what you mean.
Another example, if I'm in a small room,
Yeah.
is the beingness smaller than in a large room?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand that. It's like it sounds like is the clapping when it sounds like that koan. Is there clapping? Is there a sound when there's one hand clapping, or
Yeah.
is there a sound in the forest if no one's there to hear it? I don't know if there's a small room is boundlessness smaller than in a big room.
So what I hear you saying is no. No, boundlessness is not smaller. There's no boundless is boundless.
Well, in your experience now, where does anything start and stop?
That's headed towards.
Where is the beginning of boundlessness and the end of boundlessness? Where does it end?
I'm not sure, but
let's erase the word boundlessness because maybe that's a confusing word. But
okay.
What about if you go to the word amness or aliveness, that sense of being prior to I am the body and I am something I know about myself? Where does that end?
I do not know.
Is it the size of the room?
Well, maybe I'm wrestling with just a bigger body, essentially. I want to put experience into more than just this body, but maybe into a larger room kind of thing, and I'm still looking for some kind of container to exist in.
Well, that's all in that's all in your thoughts. What's the experience now? Because the answer's always here. Where does amness end? Where does it begin and where does it end?
I do not know.
So you're also asking if there's other bodies inside, if there's other people inside other bodies?
I suppose. That's a good question as well.
So what's the experience? Is there another being inside Lisa?
From here in, right now the answer is yes, but I'm not sure of that answer.
So how do you come to the conclusion that it's yes?
Because that's the experience so far down here in the horizontal.
So what's the experience in this moment? Where's Lisa?
In my speaker.
In your speaker. But where is the essence of Lisa? Where is this separate person that you think you know?
Again, I do not know.
Is sound the definition of a somebody?
No.
Is sight, if you can see me, a definition of a somebody? Is your imagination of what they seem to be like or act like a somebody?
Definitely not.
So what is the experience now? Are the two separate entities talking to each other?
Given that list of things that it isn't, no, there aren't two separate entities.
There's sounds and seemingly sounds and sights and feelings appearing in Amness, and everything appears in Amness, and there's one Amness. and that Amness is endless and it's not big nor small, it's not any of those definitions. You can't find the beginning or the end. This is always the answer to everything, the experience.
Can you say that last bit again, please?
It's always the answer to everything, the experience. The problem for the human, though, is it's always taken thought to be experience. Well, I think I know there's somebody in there. I think I know there's somebody in there by the description of a body, by a description happening in time. If you come back to the actual experience, there's just boundless freedom here, always. There's nothing wrong with definitions about what a body is and what it's done, but that doesn't indicate a separate somebody.
Yes.
Inside or outside. The body is just a functioning that's being used to experience this world. It doesn't indicate a separate person. When it indicates a separate person, then the suffering begins. Because you are a narrow experience happening in Amness. And you are something that's vulnerable, something that loses things and gets things. And then the energy will change from a narrow, solid someone back to that boundless space, or that boundless Amness, or that boundless beingness. And then the character will still carry on, and the descriptions of the character and the descriptions of the person, but it's no longer who you are, it's a functioning appearing in you. It's not you, but in you as Amness, not in you as a description of the body. It's always the experience, and that Amness is absolutely still and moving. It's not anything, but everything.
I'm definitely going to have to watch this back.
The freedom is when that person that's holding on to the body disappears, and then experiencing is experienced by nobody anymore. There's just an immersion into experience, but it's no longer for you or for anybody anymore.
That's very familiar.
Yeah, it is. You know this so well. It's happening often when riding the bike or driving the car or...
Yesterday in the car was a good example. And that's why I asked about the size. We were out driving in the valley, and there was just so much to see. It was like being drawn into immersion, kind of thing. And the reason I ask about size is a bigger space draws more than a small space. Like it's easier to immerse when I'm outside, for example.
Oh yeah, no, that's got nothing to do with it. That's just the intellectual understanding.
Yes.
Even the one that understands that experience that happened yesterday is the separate self. So that experience, the disappearance of the self, happened, but the one that understands it now is still separate self.
Oh yes, definitely.
So it's still somebody that understands it and thinks that that's what it's about, and that's when the flip-flopping carries on.
Yep. Okay, I think I have enough to think about it, or not think about it at this point. So. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jacob.
Bye-bye.
Bye.